Hey everyone, welcome back to Two Nerds in a Podcast. Today we are talking about the one and only Gojo. Or Jujutsu Kaisen, I guess you
Jujutsu
could say.
Kaisen, yeah. As a whole.
Yes, the Gojo show.
The Gojo
Literally,
show, yeah.
yes. So we've already tried to do this once, and my internet has been crazy. But I think, did I ask you yesterday? Okay, I know we literally started it. You
And then
finished episode, or
I
you
finished
finished
season
season
one.
one.
Season 1 and the movie
Okay,
JJK
so
Zero.
JJK Zero. Okay,
Yes. Because
what are
Wyatt
your
told me
thoughts
to
so
watch
far?
the movie before season 2. But
Yes.
season 2 is also currently not on Netflix, so I'm gonna need to either jack yours or his Crunchyroll so I can watch season 2. I thought it was amazing. It is a very good show. It is very much up my street. It oddly reminds me of like a supernatural-esque
Mm-hmm.
anime, which I mean it does have to do with the supernatural, like the actual supernatural, not just like the show Supernatural. But it was like I like the pace of this show. I've noticed, so I'm watching One Piece, which I'm pretty sure I say this every time. I'll be watching for the rest of my life.
Yes.
Um but One Piece is a 90s cartoon, and JJK is obviously like what, within the last like 5 years. I don't know when season 1 came out.
Yeah, I think it came out in 2020 or 2019. One of
Yeah.
those.
So
One
within
of
the
those
last
years.
5, 6 years.
Yeah.
So it's a very modern cartoon. So like the pacing is very different. So
Mm-hmm.
One Piece has become my background TV show. So I can be doing stuff while listening to One Piece, which unfortunately means I do have to listen to the dub and not sub because I don't know Japanese. But
Yes.
JJK is one of those shows that like the second I sit down and watch it, that's all I'm going to be doing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not There's nothing else. Just JJK. That's it.
Yeah, because then they leave you with hanging on for a thread. You're like, I have to know
Yes,
what
it's
happens.
cliffhanger every episode, and so I'm like, okay, I'll watch one more, and then that happens every episode.
Yeah.
Um, Apparently my father's going to be using the saw outside of my window, so I do apologize for any saw noises. We barely can't get a break when recording the podcast. Good lord. Trying to be a responsible adult and pre-record before I go on vacation, and then Casey goes on vacation, and the world is just against us right
It's
now.
like, nope, no, you
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah. But it's very good. I have throughout season. So here's the thing: is because Case is a JJK nerd, and so is Wyatt, and like everybody else that I know. I have like seen bits and pieces and like scenes, and then obviously because they like stuff on the internet, I get recommended the same things. So it was very exciting as certain scenes passed by, and I'm like, now I finally know the context.
I've seen that.
I think my favorite like instance of that is actually not in the actual episode. It's in the JJK Stroll,
Mhm.
and it's the one where can you hear the saw? I'm sorry. um it's the one where Itadori comes running around the corner to Gojo and oh, what's her name? I don't remember what her name is.
Nobara.
Nabara. And he's like, Megumi's getting hit on! And so they all, like, in formation, run towards him. And he's literally just giving this poor lady directions. That's all he's doing.
And Gojo is like the most embarrassing like
Yeah, and he's
stepdad
like,
ever.
yeah, he's like, don't forget that you have, what is a violin lesson or something? And
Violin
then
lessons.
he strikes this, like, very beautiful pose, and I'm just like, Gojo, no!
Yeah, that's what my leg is based on. It's based or that's the scene where he's like holding that his jacket with the
Yeah,
pose.
yeah,
That's
with
what
the
my leg
glasses
tattoo
and the,
is. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That is like my favorite part of all of Jujutsu Kaisen, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not even part of the actual anime. It's just like a
Yeah.
little a little ending thing, but I'm sad because they took away, like, they don't do them anymore in this season, which, like, I guess makes sense because the season's like crazy, but yeah,
What?
yeah, that was like the best
Oh,
part of Jujutsu Kaisen. It
yeah, it's
helps to like it helps
amazing.
like not feel as shitty after you watch it.
Yes. Yeah. It's very true. I also like again because this show has been out for a while. Obviously, I've had a lot of like the deaths spoiled for me.
Mhm.
So, nobody nobody that like I truly care about yet has died, but I know everybody dies. It's one of those
You're like,
shows
but
where
it's
everybody
coming.
dies.
Yeah,
It's
it'll
coming.
be there regardless.
I will still be very upset, but nobody has died yet, which makes me happy. But there's also characters that I haven't really officially met yet, and so I'm like, where are you? When are you gonna get here?
Okay, I have a question.
Yes. I have a question for you too afterwards.
Oh, what question time? Question time. Okay.
hmm
Who is your favorite character?
Okay, I'm gonna ask
Because
you my question first. Who do you
I
think my favorite
feel
character is?
okay. Oh, this is perfect. Oh my god. Look at us go. I feel like it's Nanami.
Mm-hmm. Is it because he's the dad?
Yeah. He gives off those dad vibes for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I do love Nanami. He's
Yes.
fabulous. He's very handsome. I am indeed ready for the hair pulling scene that took the
Oh.
internet by storm. I know that's in season 2, but I am still my body is ready. Um I do love him. I think he is my favorite character of this season, but I don't think he would be my anime crush of the series.
So who's your anime crush?
Well, now you have to guess. Who do you think my
Oh,
anime crush is going to be?
that's tough. I mean, aside from Gojo, because we all
Well,
love
Gojo's
Gojo.
everybody's crush, okay?
Geto,
That's
maybe?
like baseline.
Yeah.
But Gojo isn't the anime crush for me.
Is it? I don't know. Maybe Geto, maybe?
It is. It is.
Okay. That's a good one too. That's a good one
Yeah.
too.
He's so pretty. It's funny
He is
because
very pretty.
I remember a conversation you and I had before I started watching anime, and because I didn't really understand anime, uh, and we were talking about your anime crushes and how it's always the white haired anime man for
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think it's going to be the black haired anime man for
See,
me.
and that's like you either are a black haired girly or the
hmm
silver haired beautiful one, and I will hold forever. I mean, I do like my black haired
Oh,
characters,
for
but
sure.
it's just like I don't know. It's something about the white hair.
hmm
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just like I love you.
Yes. And they always have the white-haired ones always have very stunning eyes as well, I've
Oh, they're so
noticed.
beautiful.
Like every time I see like cuz I've seen of course I get all the reels that are like what is your type of anime man and they'll have like a grid of like various like everybody with the same hair color and so I noticed like on the silver slash white haired ones their eyes are always a very pretty color and they're not always a very standard color either.
Yeah, they're very like the white haired anime characters are just beautiful and
Mhm.
pretty. Like
Mhm.
that's a pretty man.
Yes.
That's a pretty anime man.
Mhm.
Like that's why like Gojo's my favorite, Tengen is my favorite. Like I got
Yeah.
both of them up on my desk at work. So I love me a white haired anime boy for sure.
But yes, I do love Geto in particular because like here's the thing, when I look at Gojo, I think of you. So Geto is the
Yeah.
unclaimed one, which is wonderful, but also I don't know what it is, but when a man is kind of like wide, I'm all here for it. Like he's just got like a wide torso cuz like Zoro from One Piece is like that. He is a wide man and I'm just like yes. Nanami, wide man. Big shoulders, big arms, could totally lift me. I'm here for it. But also,
And
yes.
Nanami is definitely like a respectful man. Like he would
Oh,
treat you right.
you would be
Whereas like
literally the
Gojo is like,
princess.
yeah, Gojo's like, I actually don't care. I got things to do. Bye.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm fine with that too because he's beautiful. But
Yeah.
like Nanami would definitely take care of you. Like
Oh,
for sure.
Nanami would be one of those, like, he doesn't care who's watching. He will give you love and affection and whatever you want when you want it. Gojo is definitely one of those guys that, like, if you two are, like, dating and somebody tries to flirt with you, it'd be an absolutely not, don't you dare touch my girlfriend.
Absolutely.
But also, Nanami is like, I am not working past 6 o'clock, no overtime for me. And I'm like, same. Nanami, same.
Yeah, you're like, he's like, I hate working overtime. And I'm like, I hate working overtime too. And I
Yeah.
hate working and I get it. So I also love that he's like, I'm not a teacher. Like, I love that. Did you watch it you watched it in sub, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing is like Yuji being like calling him Nanami Sensei. And he's like,
Yeah.
please stop calling me that. I'm not your teacher. And it's so funny. And also, I love that like Yuji throughout the entire show does never pronounces his name correctly.
No.
Like he adds like an N to the end of it,
Mm-hmm.
and he just never pronounces his name correctly, and it's the best thing ever because Yuji's just a sweet little sunshine
Oh
baby.
my gosh, Yuji is literally the most adorable thing I have ever seen. His little, like, eye, like, dimple
I know he's so
thingies.
cute.
And then he looks like Togepi, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
I know.
And he's so
He's a
sweet.
sweet baby angel.
Yeah. And then he's got a mentor that is a menace. Gojo is literally a
Oh yeah.
menace to society and to the Jujutsu sorcerers.
Gojo is just a menace in general.
Yeah.
Like that man has no business just being like he just is. I love him so much, but that man.
And he's so freaking powerful. Like literally in the movie when they're doing their, like, like battle and all that, and I'm just looking at him and he's just using his powers and I'm just like, how? How but yes, I understand.
Yeah, I love when he like first meets Sukuna
Mhm.
and he's like just like chill, casual, like, oh yeah, don't make me show off in front of my students. Like, this is the king of curses.
Yes.
What are you talking about? Like, I understand that he's like using Yuji as a what is the word I'm trying to think of?
A vessel?
Yeah, there we go. Vessel, there we go. Oh, words are tough.
Yep, they are.
But yeah, that like also that's like your first impression you get of Gojo. So you're like, okay, who is this?
Mhm.
And then he takes off his blindfold and you're like,
And you're blinded by the beautifulness.
oh my god, the eyes and the eyelashes, oh my god, beautiful.
I'm
It's
never
like it just
ready.
hits you in the face.
Never ready.
No. And you'll get so much more of his beautiful beautiful eyes. But yeah, it's just it's amazing every time.
Yeah. I also love that when we first meet Gojo is like when they're trying to like they're running to the school to save Yuji's friends because they somehow found a finger, one of Sukuna's fingers, and
Yeah.
Gojo's just like, I think you guys can handle this. I'm gonna go do some shopping. I'm like, sir, aren't you supposed to like supervise or something? And he's like, no, no, I gotta go
Right,
get
like you're the
souvenirs for
adult
everybody.
here.
And I'm like,
Like
why?
he's like, I'm gonna go get some stuff to eat.
Yeah.
The shopping is hilarious. Also, I love when you texted the group chat and you were like, why are they playing baseball? That is like one of my favorite
I
episodes,
love that
like in
episode.
all of the show. That's like an anime trope. There's either like a baseball sports episode or like a
Mm-hmm.
beach episode.
Mm-hmm.
And Gojo as the umpire is literally the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Um
That episode's
it's
spectacular.
that is like that episode is amazing. It's like one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. I was just like when
You're just like, oh, they're just playing in baseball? Okay.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure the episode starts out with them like getting ready to play the baseball game. And I'm just like, we were literally like, we're doing a battle royale with the sister school, and now we're gonna play baseball. And then they showed like the
Yeah.
all the like teachers and stuff, like they're like, oh, we can pull it out of a hat basically. And the option was baseball. And they were all like, who put baseball as an option? And Gojo was like, I guess we have to play baseball. And I'm like, oh, it's because he's a menace. That's why we're playing baseball. Because he's like, you know what? You know
Yes,
what would be
absolutely.
funny? All these sorcerers playing baseball.
Also, the fact that he's the umpire, I think, just makes it even better.
Oh, absolutely. And he's like so obnoxiously proud of his team. And it's just like he'd be like that dad who's like, "No, no, I don't need to be your coach, but I will like yell and scream at my kids' T-ball games." Like and not even like actual
Yeah,
baseball, but just
absolutely.
T-ball.
Yeah,
Like
he's Gojo is so funny. Also, I love that you messaged about Toto too, because he is great.
Toto's
He
hilarious.
is hilarious. Toto is a freak, like an
Yes.
actual freak.
Yeah.
He's so crazy.
Yes.
Like, um,
His obsession with
he's
that
so
one
funny.
girl is hilarious. The famous girl.
Yeah. Oh, he loves her so much. I cannot wait for you to watch season 2. But Toto is like just he's such a freak. And I love that like his first interaction with anybody is always like, "So, what do you like?
Yeah.
What kind of girl do you like?" And it's like, "Oh, okay, that's how we judge okay. All
Yeah.
right, Toto, you are a freak."
Yeah. And I love because he asks Megumi that, and Megumi's just like, what does that have to do with anything? Which is exactly what I was thinking. And I'm like, but then, like, I thought he was just going to be like a meathead, which I mean, he is truly a meathead. But, like, sometimes those kinds of characters can be very tiring. But then
Mhm.
he just decided that, like, Yuji was his like
His
soul
brother.
brother, and that they it felt like they had like known each other for years, and that they were gonna go through this whole life together. And I'm like, wow, okay. And then they did their like little team up, and I'm like, dang, he's strong. Like these jujutsu sorcerers, they ain't playing around. They just all
Yeah.
have they're a freak about, in one way or another. But
Hmm. And Toto's just a freak in general. Like
Toto's a
Toto was
loud freak.
absolutely yeah, he is. He's so funny though. Oh man, I love him.
Yeah, I love when that like the famous girl he's in love with has like a TV special or something, and he's like, I got to get home to watch the special. It's on in like an hour. And they're like, we're kind of like in the middle of like a battle. You could just record it. And he's like, no, I'm going to record it and watch it live. I'm like, I feel that, Toto. I feel that.
Yeah, Toto's absolutely hilarious. And he gets even better um in the next season.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to watch next season because it like shit literally hits the fan next season. It's like real crazy. I actually haven't even finished season 2, but I have read the manga up to like no, I'm not that much like I've finished season 2 for sure
Yeah.
in the manga. So like I know what happens,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I haven't watched it because I'm like I
Because
don't
you're
want to hurt
like,
myself
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, shit gets like real. This is like, hey, we're gonna ease you into absolutely just horrific shit from the rest of now until the end of the manga. Um, so this is a good season. Also, like JJK Zero, once you watch season 2,
I'll understand
obviously
more.
like it'll make a lot more sense. It's
Yeah.
very confusing how they do their timelines.
Mm-hmm.
Um because like Jujutsu Kaisen 0 takes place I believe a year before season 1.
Yeah.
And then like season 2 starts out way long before it's when Gojo and Geto are in Jujutsu High. So it's like kind of confusing. Okay? But it makes sense.
Yeah, well that's why when I watched JJK Zero, and is is the main character,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Well, I love him as well. He's so I just oh, I want to squeeze him. Um but when I was like, okay, he's the main character in this and he doesn't die at the end. So I was very confused why he wasn't in JJK. So of course I had to Google it and they were like, "Oh, he's like somewhere like he's like off the continent." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I
Yeah, he's in
guess."
Africa.
Yeah, and I'm like, but none of that information was relayed anywhere, and I was like, okay, but I love him. He's so cute.
I know, he's such a sweetie pie.
His story with his best friend getting hit by a car, and then him basically not wanting her to die, so she turned into a cursed spirit, and
Hmm.
then basically like protected him. I'm like, wow. It was so beautiful to see that whole arc for him.
Oh, absolutely. Yuta is so amazing. Also, the fact that he is like a special grade
Like right off the bat.
right off the bat, I'm like, man, I think her name is Rika.
Yeah,
Rika's crazy. She's
she
crazy.
really is. But I mean, for him, it worked out. But also, I love seeing all the memes about Geto from Zero because everyone's always like, he's such a slut in this movie.
He is. Also,
And
I love the fact that they took creative liberty because Nanami was not in the manga. And they took creative liberty to add him in, which like chef's kiss, wonderful,
oh,
beautiful, absolutely.
10 out of 10.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mappa, for taking the creative liberties on that one.
Yeah. Will forever be in your debt because my God.
This this episode is actually just us talking about how beautiful
All the
the men
men.
of JJK are,
Yeah.
because they are all beautiful. I mean, not all, but like there
But
a lot of them are
yeah, even if
beautiful.
they're not like the most beautiful, they're still very pretty.
Oh, they're all so pretty. It's
I'm
like,
I'm waiting to the evil dude that has like all the stitching across his face.
oh, mojito,
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody doesn't like him, but I haven't gotten to that point where I don't understand why we don't like him. So I'm waiting to hate his guts, but for right now, he's just like a cute little evil cinnamon roll.
Yeah. Mojito is one of those characters where it's like I don't like him.
Mhm.
But then he like does things where I'm like, "What? You are like just a villain that doesn't give a shit and you think
Mhm.
everything is funny." And then like he'll do things and I'm like, "Okay, that was funny."
You're like, "Okay, you
Um
got me there that one time."
yeah. But he definitely gets like real crazy.
Yeah.
Um Season 2 is gonna suck. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
warn
I
you. It's
figured.
really, really, really gonna suck
Yeah.
for you.
Season
Um,
honestly, season 1 was way too happy go lucky and I'm like,
yeah, you're like, no,
mm.
no. You're like, I've seen the memes.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. Like, yeah, season one is
Yeah.
like, and then you watch it and you're like, this is completely opposite of like what happened in season one. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. But I'm very excited for you to watch season two.
I'm excited too.
Um, it's gonna be very exciting. What did you think? Okay, wait. So, do you have like a least favorite character? Because like Mojito's my least favorite character, but like
Mhm.
that's you obviously haven't gotten that far.
Yeah, I don't hate him quite yet. I don't know if I have like a character that I don't like. I can't think of anybody.
Okay.
So no, not yet.
We'll revisit that
Yeah.
when we get to season two.
Yeah,
When you get through season two.
I'm waiting for like a lot of like the bad guys to show up
Mm-hmm.
because like all season 1 truly all I've seen like most of them is they're playing like Monopoly or they're hanging out on the beach. And I'm like, okay, they're supposed to be the bad guys, but I kind of just want to hang out with them. So,
Yeah, you're like, how are you okay, I don't know what's happening here. yeah,
Yeah.
it's Jujutsu Kaisen is such a fun, like crazy, like anime,
Mhm.
and honestly, like it's kind of like what I had to do with like Attack on Titan. I was always so fucking confused.
Mhm.
I would have to pull up like a timeline because I'm like,
Mm.
I'm stupid, okay? Jujutsu Kaisen is that way, but like with like because they obviously like shit is like made up, like the curses and like your curse technique and all
Mhm.
of that. So I always have to like look up stuff like that because I'm like, what does that mean? And then you get into like reverse curse technique and it's
Yeah.
like, why? Okay, this is so confusing, but it all comes together. I mean, I'm not like I see spoilers. I need to catch up on the manga because
Yeah.
I'm very far behind and I don't like it. I don't like what I see online.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's
I have a
I
yeah.
feel yes.
I was gonna
No,
say
I don't know what I was gonna
okay,
say.
I have a question for you. Only
Okay.
because I've seen Geto both in season 1 and in 0. And I'm assuming in season 1 because he's got a scar along his forehead and because I've seen some spoilers, I'm assuming he dies like in 0, that is his death.
Yes.
And then he's I don't know what's going on with him in season 1, but like I don't know if like it's a resurrection, if it's a different spirit in his body. I haven't figured that out yet, but I do know that like when Gojo sees him for the first time, like Gojo freaks out because I keep seeing the memes where people are like, "It's not funny what happens to you, huh, Gojo?" And I'm just like, and for those of you listening, so Yuji, who is the main character of JJK, he's the one with the pink spiky hair. He, quote unquote, dies, and they have to keep it a secret for a while. And Gojo thought it would be a brilliant idea to make his resurrection to his friends a surprise. So he put Yuji in a big present and rolled him in on a cart in front of his friends as they're getting ready for their like sister school fight thing. And then Yuji pops out of the box going, "Look, I'm alive!" And Megumi
And his
and
friends are
Nobara are,
mortified.
yeah, they don't know what to think. They mourned this guy. They were getting used to like their friend being dead, and then all of a sudden here he
And he's
is
just here.
with his
Yeah.
cute little
And
pink
Gojo
hair. And
and like he's so confused too. He's
yeah,
like, they are not happy. And Gojo's like,
he's like, "What do you
well.
mean? What do you mean? Why aren't they happy?" And you're like, "Gojo, did you really think they'd be happy having their like dead friend pop out of a box as they're trying to get
Also,
focused?"
I love that Nabara just always like bullies Yuji.
Yes.
Um
Nabara
they're like
has Hermione Granger energy if Hermione Granger was a little more aggressive with Harry and Ron.
yeah, and also like it's and which is funny too because like at the same time like her and Yuji both just share one
Brain cell.
combined brain cell
Yes.
of like the two of them together. I'm like, "Oh my god." It's like Power and Denji. Like they just have
Yes.
one brain cell
Yes,
between the
absolutely.
two of them.
And poor Megumi is
And
just
then
like, "Oh
yeah,
my
Megumi's just like
god."
there and he's just like the little emo boy
Yeah.
and he's just like, please get these idiots. Like, you already have to deal with, like, you'll find out more in season two,
Mhm.
but he already has to deal with Gojo
Yeah.
on a constant
Yes. Mhm.
basis. And it's like, then you add like
Those two
Yuji and
and
Nabara on top of it, and
yeah.
it's like, poor Mick. I would hate my life if those were my coworkers.
Yeah.
I would actually like, unless it was Gojo and I could look at him all day.
Yeah.
But I get it because like sometimes I'm like at work and I'm like, y'all are too freaking much for me.
Mhm. See, when we go to Mayhem Fest, you are definitely
Oh yeah,
Yuji, and other Jamie is going to be Nobara, and I am going to be Megumi. I'm going to have two children.
yeah. With our dude, me and Jamie are actually like Power and Denji
Yeah.
and Yuji and Nobara, like we actually share one brain cell.
Yeah.
I think that's why we like them so much.
Mhm. Absolutely.
because it makes sense.
Yes.
But so yeah, you'll feel Megami's pain,
Yes.
but I can't wait. There's a character that I'm really excited for you to meet next season.
Mm-hmm.
You do meet him like you meet him really early on, and he's beautiful, and
I love
um
that. I'm excited.
yeah, he's a he's a black haired character. I don't know if you would like him, but he is very pretty to look at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like when it comes to animated people in particular, as long as they're pretty on the outside, I can ignore what happens on the inside.
Yeah, you're like they're just beautiful. Like
Yeah.
anime, these um what is the word I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Uh the people who draw
The
the
artists.
character. Yeah, the artists. There we go. They just make these characters so beautiful. And I'm like, a man should not be that pretty, but he is, and that's baby girl
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this,
I
but
love the meme.
Gojo is baby girl.
Oh, absolutely. Baby girl is the only title for a grown adult man. Okay? Um
Absolutely.
Anybody else, not baby girl. Grown man, baby girl. But I do love the meme. I've gotten it on like every social media platform where people are like, you can tell which characters the animators want to get freaky with. And I'm like, yeah, but we're thankful for that. Who is not thankful
Oh
for
yeah.
that?
Oh, like once you watch like the hair pulling scene, you're
Oh,
gonna be like, who was
yeah.
getting freaky in here?
Yeah.
Because I know that that's like reverse fan service. Okay, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
opposite fan service.
Hmm.
Like JJK caters to the women for sure with their fan
Oh,
service.
absolutely. It's funny because when that whole Nanami thing came out, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what show he was from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you told me because I feel like I must have shared something with you, and you were like, "Oh yeah, it's JJK," and I'm like, "Ah, makes sense." I just knew he was very pretty. He's also very tall, which is very my type.
Mm-hmm. So is Gojo. Gojo and see like
Gojo's like a
Gojo.
freaking like 6'7" or something like that. I'm like, good
Yeah,
lord,
I think that's why I like love Gojo so
because he's
much
taller
too,
than
because
you.
he's so tall and lanky and
Yeah.
just like long.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mean obviously the eyes, like
Oh my god,
I just want
stunning.
to stare at him all day.
Yes.
Like I just want to stare at him. Like if I was around Gojo, I would just be like, "Can you just take the blindfold off for just a second?
Yeah.
I just want to look at him.
You
I
would
just want
need
to
your
look at
fix
him."
about every like 5 minutes. You're like, can I just
Yeah.
one eye, like a half an eye,
Just one
anything,
eye,
literally
please.
anything.
Give me something. Um, yeah, obviously, I am obsessed with Gojo. If you have not figured out by this point in the episode, that is my man, and I
She's gonna
love him
stick
very
beside
much.
him.
Yeah, I will defend that man until I die. I don't care. Um, I love him, but uh, yeah, that is all I have to say about that. I love Gojo.
It was funny because when I was watching Zero, my mom was hanging out with me on the couch, and so like I just kind of like occasionally explain things to her. But I told her, I go, well, Casey and Wyatt recommended that I watch this slash forced me to watch this. And then Gojo popped up, and I go, that's Casey's man, and she was like, oh, very nice, and I'm like, mm-hmm.
That's my man.
Yeah.
I think Gojo is like on every square inch of everything I own. Like my
Yes,
lanyard, like everything is. I mean, I have him
including your
tattooed on
body.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for life. I love that man. He's beautiful. And he's on my upper thigh, so I can just stare at him literally all day,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful.
Yeah, I love that he's like certain like scenes within the show. I could have like if I hadn't watched the show, I just assumed they were like fan art. Like when he's
Oh
looking all
yeah.
cutesy, like with the flower background and stuff. And it was in the show, and I was like, oh, okay. So like he's a menace. But
Also, oh my god, one of my favorite. He's absolutely a menace. One of my favorite JJK strolls is when he's trying to like hang out with Nanami, and Nanami wants nothing to do with him, like absolutely nothing to do with him, and he like literally harasses him,
yes.
leaves him notes, drawing him little
Yep.
penises. Like, Gojo is a child. Like, leave him alone. He doesn't want to hang out with you. And he's like, I don't care. I'm going to harass this man
Yeah.
until he hangs out with me.
Yes. I also love I keep seeing like a chart of like people like their ages for everybody, and everyone's like, why does like Gojo look so young? And it's like, well, you're gonna be young if you're the problem. And I'm like, he is the problem.
Yeah.
He 100% is the problem. That's why he's
Oh,
young. Because
absolutely.
he's not
Yeah.
everybody else is stressing over what he is going to do or might do, or and he's just like, la la la, let me get souvenirs for everybody. And
Also, like, season 2 Gojo, like, in the beginning,
mm-hmm.
is like feral, unhinged Gojo,
Oh,
like,
love that.
times 10.
Yeah.
Like, him as a teenager, he
I
is
am
just a freaking
so
menace.
ready to see both him and Geto as a teen. I'm not ready to see everybody as a teenager, honestly, because I see the reason Geto is my anime crush of the show is purely just from screenshots from season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I like that one. And then when I started watching season 1, I'm like, ooh, he's evil. But also he has a scar on his head, so maybe it's not the same
Like,
one.
also,
But also I
yeah.
don't care. He's still gonna be the one.
Also, yeah, I get to just look at him,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah. I mean, he's killed hundreds of people, and that's fine. That's fine.
It's fine.
I mean,
We can forgive that.
most of my fictional crushes have killed lots of people. Or, destroyed planets and things like that. It's fine. It's fine.
It
Yeah.
happens. It happens to the
I
best of us.
mean,
What can we say?
who wouldn't?
Yeah, I'm very excited for you to watch season 2. I actually need to finish that before we talk about it. I should
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Yes.
Do I want to cry tonight?
See, and the
I'm like,
answer is
see, the thing is
no,
too,
but you want to
and the
know.
thing is like I stopped at like the worst fucking part you could stop. I stopped right, like literally the episode right before everybody's deaths start
Oh,
happening.
oh
So like I'm at
no.
like the worst part because I was watching it week to week, and then I like kind of fell off the track, which happens
Yeah.
quite often.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll just binge it at the end. And then I'm like, I'm literally at the worst part. Like
Yeah.
this is why I stopped watching it, and
Yeah.
I don't want to.
It's
I don't
like
want to
if
be
you stop
sad, but
now, then nobody dies.
yeah, right, exactly. Like the season ends here.
Yeah.
We're
And
done.
everybody's just alive. The bad guys are at the beach. The sorcerers are at the high school hanging out, having a good
Yeah, we're all
time.
just chilling.
It's
Yeah,
fine. Nobody is dead.
it's fine. Yeah, I should watch it actually. Maybe I will and not be
Yeah.
sad. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably be sad regardless.
Yeah.
I take my anime characters very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know everybody dies in the end, anyways. Like I don't even honestly. I could not tell you who's alive at this point. In like especially in the manga, like I don't even
uh,
know who is. I don't know what characters are left.
yeah.
Because there can't be many.
No.
Like they're like everybody dies. That's this honestly though, this is good though because Chainsaw Man is the exact same way.
Yes.
Where it's like it's just pain and despair and sadness. So you know what? You'll get used to it. It's fine.
Yeah. And it just gives you a reason to start over and back to happier
Yeah.
and simpler times.
Yeah, exactly. Um Absolutely. 100%.
I also love that on a completely different tangent. I love that Yuji's little like eye dimple thingies. Like when I first saw him, and then he ate Sukuna's finger, and then Sukuna's little
Mhm.
like eyeball popped out of them. I'm like, that's exactly why Sukuna chose Yuji as his vessel. Was just so
So
his
we could
little
have the little
eyes
eye.
could pop out of his little dimples. That's it. That's all. It's the only reason he chose Yuji.
Yeah, I know. It's Sukuna is also a menace, but in the opposite way.
Yeah, Gojo is a menace for the greater good of humanity for the most part. Sukuna is a menace in for the not for not humanity. Just
Yeah,
for curses and cursed things.
yeah, yeah. Sukuna, you'll get more of him in season 2,
Okay, yeah, we
but
got very
he
little of
gets
him in season 1, which I was
yeah.
kind of
You really don't get
surprised.
much.
Yeah, you get
Oh, the
like,
phone's ringing.
yeah, hello.
Answer the
Um,
phone, Scarlett.
she's like, can't tell me what to do. Oh, she
She's
did
like, nobody's
answer.
home. I'm not answering it. Let it go to voicemail. Oh gosh.
But I lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I was saying. We were talking about Sakuna. We were talking about
Sukuna,
Yuji.
how we don't
Oh,
get
I
much of
like.
him.
Yeah, we don't get much of him. Except like his basically his and Yuji's deal, which Yuji
Yeah.
doesn't remember. And I was like, that's convenient. Also, I like that. Also, well, I don't know if I'd say I like it, but Yuji's like gut instinct when the first finger he found was in the air, he's like, I'll just eat it. I'm like,
Hmm.
why? Why?
He's like, that
He's like, that's how I
was
can save my
delicious.
friends is I can eat the finger. I'm like, I don't think that's how that works, but okay, I
But you
guess.
go for it.
Yeah.
Eat it, I guess. And then Megumi's like, what the fuck?
I also love because then Gojo comes in and he's like, "Where's the finger?" And Yuji's like, "I ate it." He's like, "Oh,
And he's like,
sick."
oh, okay. Um, yeah, yeah. It's very fun, and you get to learn like a lot of more like backstory. Well, I don't think actually in season 2, because I think season 2 ends before all the like,
Heavy backstory.
yeah, like where it gets like real deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll get like a little bit more. But um, you also, oh, I think you actually get to meet. Oh, so I have like a lot of favorite characters in this show, but one of my like favorite, I guess, favorite villains
Mm-hmm.
is Choso.
I'm
I
excited to
think
meet
you,
Choso. I've seen him.
I think, yeah, you get him like you get a like the
Get a little.
smallest crumb of him.
Yeah. We get more of
Um,
him in Zero because Zero has like his two brothers are
mhm.
guarding. Was it a finger? I don't remember what they were guarding. They were guarding something. But they end up dying. So like he has this whole like my brother's. I think he tells what's his face to shut up, because his brother's just died. But like that's literally all I know about him, except the fact that I like the black line across his face and his little space buns, and he's very pretty. He looks like he needs a nap though.
Yes, he absolutely. Sometimes I'll do my makeup like that just to be like, it's like a cosplay makeup, but
Mm-hmm.
also I'm tired, and if it's makeup, you
Yeah,
can't tell.
it's fine.
I love Choso. He is one of my favorite characters. I love him so much. I can't wait for you to see more of him
Yes.
because season 2 Choso is great too. Um, and I'm very glad that you're watching it in sub
Yeah.
because I am obsessed with voice actors, and Gojo's voice actor is like my all time favorite. Everything he voices,
Yeah.
I love. Like he voiced a character in Haikyuu. I think I
Yes.
pointed out when we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, every character he voices, I love. So, um, his voice actor is phenomenal.
Yeah. I really like Geto's voice actor.
Oh yeah, his voice actor is really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm trying to think. Don't make me think. Um, you haven't. Oh, you're not far into Attack on Titan.
I'm not. I
Once
promise,
you,
Attack on Titan. I will come back for you. I just.
Yes. Once you start watching more animes, then I could be like, oh, did you know that this character voices this character
Mm.
also,
Mm-hmm.
and this character, and this character? Because that's like my special interest.
Yes.
I'll be like, did you know? We'll be in the movies. I'm like, did you know?
Yes, you did that when we went to go see Haikyuu. You were like, "Did you know that guy's voice is also Levi?" And I was like,
Oh, yeah, I did.
surprise Pikachu face as we're watching the Haikyuu movie. What do you call him?
Yeah, I love
Nerdy Levi, right?
Nerdy Levi.
'Cause he's got
Yeah, yeah.
glasses.
Yeah, I love doing that. It's funny because me and Jamie, other Jamie,
Mhm.
watch a show called Toilet Bound Hanako-kun,
Mhm.
and one of the main characters is who's also like a male character,
Mhm.
is voiced Rita or fucking what's the word? Uh, right, Yuta. There we go. I was trying to combine
Mm.
the two. Um, is voiced by that same character, and it's like this little like 60-year-old like Japanese lady, and she's so adorable. She voices Yuta, and she's so adorable. I love her.
Honestly, Chinese little Japanese ladies, because the person who does Luffy's voice in One Piece is a tiny
Mm-hmm.
little Japanese lady, and she's literally the cutest thing ever. And I'm just like, oh, I love you. I love tiny Japanese
Yeah,
women who voice
I know.
small boy characters.
And like Yuta's so just such a sweet baby
Oh,
angel.
he
Like
is.
I love him. Oh, also, here's another. I'll give you another voice actor fun fact.
Hmm.
So the character, I don't know if you'll remember, but the character from Haikyuu that was on the orange and black
Uh
team,
huh.
the one with the glasses, like the really
Mm.
tall one with the glasses.
Hmm.
So he is voiced by the one that can't talk. I can't think of his. I'm blanking on his name.
Oh, the one who talks in ingredients. That one.
Yes.
Is it Toji? Hold on. No, it's not Toji. That was
Why
somebody
am I
else.
blanking on
Oh my
that?
gosh. I literally was just looking at his name because he's adorable. And I love him. he's just like salmon
Oh,
roll.
Inumaki. Yeah, it is
Inumaki.
Toji.
Yeah.
Inumaki.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, because his is he has cursed speech,
Yeah. So he talks
so
like a Pokemon.
he can only he can only talk in
And small.
ingredients, and somehow
Yeah.
everybody knows what he's saying. Um, which I'm like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's voiced by the one with the really tall one with the
Oh.
glasses.
Yeah.
Just a little fun fact for you, you know?
Yeah. I think it was Yuta that made a comment because when he first met Toji, and Toji's just like salmon, seaweed. Like that's literally how he talks, and like Yuta's just like, oh, okay. Like, what is he trying? I don't understand what he's trying to say. And then like everybody else is just like, that's a great plan, Toji. Let's go. And he's like, wait, you guys actually
He's like,
understand?
you guys understand him? Yeah. The show is so you're just like, what is this? Because then you got like a panda,
Panda.
which I'm really mad at Wyatt because he pointed out that panda has thumbs,
Yes, he's got like
and
human
now
esque hands.
yeah, and now that's the only thing I can notice when I look at panda, and I'm like, God damn it, Wyatt.
I love Panda. He's so
Panda's funny.
adorable. And at one point, he has, I believe, a scarf, I think is what it is. And it has little pandas on it. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God, it's so cute. But also, he's just like, I love that everybody is pretty, very like, they're like chill. So there's like, yeah, you'll be okay. You'll survive. And they're like literally fighting curses out there. And I'm like, cool.
Cool.
But yeah, Panda's hilarious. I love him.
Yeah.
This show, honestly, all of the characters I have encountered so far are very like good characters, and it's a lot of diverse characters, which I
Yeah.
love.
Oh, absolutely. They're all very different.
Yeah.
And then it just gets crazier.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for you to watch season 2.
Me too.
We've been yapping about this for almost an hour.
Yes.
Um,
We speak Japanese on this
so
podcast.
we do speak Japanese. um, so overall thoughts, would you recommend to somebody based off your knowledge now?
I would say if you like Supernatural, the TV show, but also just like supernatural esque things in general, and kind of like, I would say maybe like Harry Potter, because you get that kind of like high school age in there. I would say if you
Mm-hmm.
like things like that, then you will like Jujutsu Kaisen. Um, it's a very interesting universe to be in, especially because I feel like they leave a lot up to interpretation in the show, because I feel like they know that their audience has been through a lot of universes that are similar, so they don't
Mm-hmm.
feel the need to explain every tiny little detail, but they do give you new details that make you go, oh, so it works like this and not like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
um it's it's one of those shows that you do have to sit down and watch. It can't be a background show. There's too much happening, both if you watch it subbed. You obviously have to read the subtitles, but also there's a lot happening within the background, and like thing gestures they do with their hands and things like that that you should pay attention to. Um but yeah, you go through like all of the emotions in the show, which I like. It's not just like constantly action or constantly death, or like, it very much teeters back and forth. And then I love the contrast of the villains, quote unquote, well,
Yeah,
quote
quote
unquote,
unquote.
because my baby Geto is in that group right now. But I mean, like, they're on the beach, so like, how can they be villainous if they're on villains don't hang out on the beach. They
Yeah, they're
also
just like
like don't.
playing soccer.
Yeah, and playing, like Monopoly together, and I'm like, that's just like normal friend stuff. So they're friends.
Yeah, BFFs.
Yeah, so I'm just like, no. But it's very interesting because I feel like when you get introduced to all of them, it's very like they do it in a very like sinister way. Like, I mean, when you meet all of them, they're killing somebody or killing innocent people, and you're like, oh, okay, so they are the bad guys. But then, like 4 episodes later, they're on the beach. And you're like, oh,
Right. You're like,
are
what is
they the
going
bad
on here?
guys? Like, are we gonna like flip? Like, are we gonna have, the tables have turned situation? And then they begin killing again, and you're like, oh no, 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 still bad, still not good.
Yeah.
But they were playing Monopoly
Yeah.
yesterday, so like, I love,
Like, so what is going on?
yeah. So I love that like contrast. Um, I also love the fact that we got a visit from the sister school. I like that. First of all, there's more than one school. I like that we got a visit from the sister school. It was very Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire esque, where we get to see, like, obviously they are all jujutsu sorcerers, but we get to see the kind of differences in their teachings, and the differences in their relationship to their teachers. Because I feel like Gojo students have a very different relationship with Gojo than the other students do with their teacher. I don't remember what her name is, but I like her. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
I like that she's just like constantly mad at Gojo, and I'm like, yeah, I feel like if I was friends with Gojo in real life, we'd have a similar relationship. Um,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
so I love a lot of the dynamic in this show. Don't watch if you don't want to be sad.
No. This is not a show. This is not a happy show.
No, it is not. It has happy moments. It has very cute moments. It has comedic relief, but it is not a happy show. It's very much about the devastation of the world and devastation of individual lives that we get to see. But it is a very, like, again, if you like anything that's kind of like magic and monsters and things like that, then you will enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen. I will recommend sub. I know it takes a hot minute to get used to, but the voice acting in the sub, the original Japanese voice actors, is immaculate. Like
Oh yeah, it's so good.
1,000 out of 10. Because I've noticed this particularly with One Piece, because I flip back and forth with One Piece. Um, Japanese voice actors give so much more detail in their voice performance than
Oh, a
American
hundred
actors.
percent. Yeah, it's definitely. I feel that's why like I don't know because I feel like sometimes when you watch it in sub and dub,
Hmm.
it's like almost like watching two different shows
Yeah.
because like things are so different. But yeah, like the emphasis on like their voices and the things they
And the
say
way they breathe.
is so much better in
Yeah.
Japanese for sure.
Yeah. One Piece, I will say, in my opinion, has a pretty good dub. They very much carry the same energy, but One Piece is also, even though there is like utter devastation in some arcs, for the most part, it is a happy Luffy wants to be king of the pirates kind of show. So it's not as devastating as JJK. But
Hmm.
again, something about the way they breathe and the way they deliver their lines, it's just, you can feel the emotion through their voice. Whereas I've watched a couple of different ones in dub, and I'm like, this is not, it, like you said, it's not the same show.
Hmm.
Like, even their word choice, sometimes I'm like, that was a bit weird. And then I'll rewind and then watch it in the sub, and the subtitles will be different than just the dubbed words. And I'm
Hmm.
like, no wonder it felt different, is because it was. They didn't like
Yeah,
translate very good, in my opinion. But I would recommend in sub, but I imagine dub is probably also very good. I've seen the um, particularly the Gojo one, that "Are you crying?" and
are
just
you crying?
just
Yeah,
that like line alone was very good. So I feel like his English voice actor is probably very good and realized that he had to like stand up to the original Gojo voice. So you might be okay, but I would recommend sub. Again, I know reading
absolutely.
while listening is a bit weird, but I think now that I've watched enough anime to that my brain is finally okay. Because I know when I first
Yeah.
started, I was just like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna like survive. And of course, I started with One Piece, so I was like, I'm gonna have to survive like the next 5 years of being able to to read and listen and watch this show. But I think now that again my brain has gotten used to it, I'm like, okay, this is fine. This is great. And then so now with like Haikyuu and JJK and Attack on Titan, I'm like, yeah, I definitely prefer subbed. Also, sometimes the soundtrack and stuff sounds different too. So I just, the
Hmm.
Japanese is the original that language that they made these shows in, so I always feel like it's probably always better in the original.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would say a good, like, if I'm gonna rate it for now, I would say a good like solid 9 out of 10. Like, it's definitely like
Ooh.
I'm in it for life now. Like, this is gonna be in the group of shows that I will rewatch until I know every single line and every single scene.
I mean,
At
it
least
is very
season
good,
one.
so I don't blame you. Yeah.
Season
Yeah,
two
season
is up
2
in
is
the
a little
air.
different.
But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited for season two. I'm excited to see what else is out there. I also love that I can buy merch because I've seen the show.
Yay! And there's so much, and
I
there's
know.
so much good merch.
Yes. I need something Geto related soon. He's so pretty.
Yes, absolutely.
I
100%.
love him. But yeah, anything else to add, Casey? Any more questions?
I think that's it. I will ask you more when we get to season 2 because season
Yes.
2 is going
Lots
to
of
be
things to
crazy.
discuss for season two.
Yes, but I'm glad you liked it.
Yes.
Um, I do recommend good stuff, so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was very happy that it wasn't like utter devastation like Chainsaw Man with Pochita dying in the first episode. I was like, I don't know if I'll ever recover from this.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely eases you into it a little bit more, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, hey, um, actually, we're gonna be pure chaos, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, okay,
Yeah. Just everything everywhere. Everybody's an emotional, physical mess. But it's
yes,
fabulous and I love it and I'm here for it. I am excited for season 2. Um yeah. I'm excited for season 2 for a lot of things, but mainly cuz everybody's very beautiful.
yes, absolutely. That is the only reason to watch Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes. So,
Anyways, so
um if you've listened this far, you might as well subscribe to wherever you're listening to make sure that you don't miss the season 2 for Jujutsu Kaisen, where we will continue to fawn over the beautiful men of this show. We are aware they are indeed lines on a piece of paper that somebody drew, and that's okay.
but that we don't care.
No, we don't care and we don't judge here. So all are welcome. So like I said, subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on all the social media. We will be keeping you updated. We are, I think, when this episode goes up, we will be 1 week and counting to our Weeb Week extravaganza.
WWE Weekend
WWE!
Week.
Woo! With Wyatt. So make sure to subscribe everywhere because there will be a ton of content, not only for that whole week, but everything after, because we're just gonna be on the go for a whole week together. Um, and don't forget to get your official Two Nerds in a Podcast stickers over on our Etsy store, the Pineapple Outpost. I will be putting the shop on vacation, so make sure to get your orders in soon so that you can have your stickers for back to school. Um, or whatever, I mean, I know most of us listening don't actually go back to school, but we can still participate in the back to school buying activities. um
Yeah,
you can still maybe get yourself a new water bottle and then you can stick a sticker on there and that'll be your back to school. But we will see you guys in the next episode, so bye.
bye.